Okay, today we're going to practice converting fractions, decimals, and percents. So to change a fraction from a decimal, there are multiple ways, but we're going to practice with dividing the numerator by the denominator. To change a decimal to a percent, we're either going to multiply by 100, or if you know your products of tens, you will understand that you can just move the decimal place 2 places over and then add a percent sign. To change a percent to a fraction, we're going to put the percent over 100. So we're going to go ahead and try this. We're going to start with the fraction 5/6. We're going to start with the decimal. Decimal is going to be 85 hundredths. And we're going to start with the percent, 60%. Okay, now starting with the fraction, we're going to change 5/6 to a decimal. So since the numerator is 5 and the denominator is 6, the numerator goes on the inside and the denominator outside. Well, I know that 6 cannot go into 5, so I'm going to add a decimal, and I add 3 zeros every time because that helps me make sure that I have enough room to divide. Move my decimal up. 6 does not go into 5, but it does go into 50. 6 times 8 is 48. And I subtract and get 2. Bring down the 0. 6 goes into 20 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. Subtract and I get 2 again, which tells me that this is going to be a repeating decimal. Now, when we have a repeating decimal, we have a term called bar notation. Okay, to show that this is going to be 0.833333 going on forever, we are going to take the number that repeats is the 3, and we are going to put the 8 down, and only one of my 3's is going to repeat, and we put a little line called a bar notation right up above my 3. So 5/6 is equal to 83 hundredths with the 3 repeating. Now to change 85 hundredths from a decimal to a percent, we are going to multiply by 100. So 85 hundredths times 100. If I multiply a 0, I can bring it down. Multiply a 0, I can just bring it down. And then I multiply 1. 1 times 5, 1 times 8. And I have 2 numbers to the right of my decimal, so we're going to move my decimal 2 back. So 85 is my percent. So 85 hundredths equals 85%. And the last one is to change a percent to a fraction. Now the percent that we chose was 60%, and I'm going to put the percent over 100, and I'm going to simplify. So I have 60 over 100, that's my percent over 100, and I'm going to simplify. Well, I know that both of these can be divided by 10, so I get 6/10. But 6/10 is still not simplified, so I have to simplify further. And I know that both 6 and 10 can be simplified by 2. So divided by 2, and I get 3/5. So 60% is equal to 3/5. Once again, this little graphic is helpful in determining what my process is going to be. But what if I need to get from a fraction to a percent? I would have to go from fraction to a decimal and then to a percent. So sometimes we might use more than one step here. Okay, so I'm going to give you some practice problems. Problem number 1, I want you to change the fraction 4/5 to both a percent and a decimal. Problem number 2, I would like you to change 3/10 to both a fraction and a percent. And problem number 3, I would like you to change 15% to both a fraction and a decimal. And this should be included on your WISC, guys, so this is what you're bringing back to class. Make sure that this is part of your summary. All right, that's it.